So the project started with the philosopher Ruth Levitas and a book that she wrote and a proposal that she made called Utopie as method. And I was interested in taking up that idea with a group of people. And the idea is that you have a present situation that you want to correct or investigate, and then you look at the past to understand how you got there, and then you educate your desire to move forward. So the work of Taklif, Archivax, Zanan magazine is an installation with video. It's 2 videos of archival footage with sound. In the gallery you have the magazines, almost a complete collection. They've also produced a series of prints. There are prints that can be taken from the gallery, as well as some white-on-white prints that represent the issues that are not readily available, that you can't easily access because they were either suppressed or too popular. Diane is an artist I met in residency in Marseille, and she had already produced this work, but for her, she had mentioned that in Marseille you can't have a protest with one person. It's impossible to protest as an individual, you have to protest as a group. And so for her, these videos of their Snapchats of her daughter and their friends being grotesque and being ugly was a big protest against the really macho culture in Marseille. It's 3 pancartes, 3 protest posters that she projects mapped videos of her daughter and their friends. We have JJ Levine, who's an artist from Montreal. The work is 2 photos from the Intimate series. They're photos of queer people with family in their own homes. This is a couple and their child. In between the photos and the video, there's 2 texts, one written by JJ and one written by JJ's mother, who passed away when JJ was quite young. It's about how they want to be in the world. And then there's a video that he produced in his home, which was a shared communal house of his chosen family dancing to a song that he recorded as well. Comme, the Centre Recherche Urbaine de Montréal, which is Chris Carrière, Matt Killen, Alexandra McIntosh, Douglas Scholes, and Felicity Taylor, produced the Petite Enveloppe Urbaine numéro 23, des Incorporations. They've been producing these envelopes for several years. They usually come out of shows that they've done. In this case, the group decided to formally disincorporate and not to give up their project, but to no longer be an incorporated entity that has relationships with the government. They had incorporated only to access grant funding, and since you don't need to do that anymore, they decided to disincorporate. What we see in the gallery is the installation that is actually built out of previous projects of theirs, but it's the material from the envelope, and it's about the idea of chosen family. Michelle Lacombe, it's an installation and a performance. In the gallery, we have the installation of Cercle Mystérieux, which is an oil barrel with gravel and 2 photographs. The idea came out of her interest in images of women dancing in circles and the relationship to witchcraft that they often invoke and female power. Jake Moore produced this work, which is an investigation of a piece of text from Virginia Woolf's To the Lighthouse. What we're seeing in the installation is a recording of her reading the text in a manner similar to Advin Lucie's I Am Sitting in a Room. So she's read the text, and then she's recorded the recording of her reading the text, and then she's recorded that recording of her reading the text until the sound dissolves into nonsense. This is the work of Laura Thaler, an artist from Ottawa. She had already produced most of this work. It comes out of research she did where she had found a book with a character with the same name as her who was killed, and she wanted to look into that, and here she is doing these very slow Tai Chi movements. Laura had been a dancer for many years and had to change the way she was working, and this explores the idea of double personality and multiple identities. Rudy's project comes out of the idea of an Afrofuturist way of thinking. They're prints that try and imagine a way to move forward without leaving. A lot of Afrofuturist writing imagines a way to leave the earth, as if it's impossible to be Black or a person of color on this planet. And this is a more hopeful way of thinking about it as a way to be present in this reality here. Adriana Disman locked herself in a closed space for 12 hours consecutively and produced these line drawings. This is an action that she does privately for personal reasons, but she felt like it was important to invoke the feeling that she is trying to work through with this action. So she produced it again, even though it's sometimes a very difficult thing for her to do. And so her project was actually to resist my proposal in many ways. It was to try and imagine, but then she would get stuck each time. And so this project took many shapes over the course of 2 years, but this is the final product. And it doesn't have a beginning, it doesn't have an end. It's just the lines.